Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. And today I wanted to sit down with you and talk about Kindle Unlimited. So I know that most of the people who watch my channel are romance readers, and I know I have some manga readers too, because like, you know, I talk about both things, and I know that some of you read other things outside of those two genres, but those are primarily the two things that I talk about the most on my channel. So that's primarily what the people who watch my channel read as well. I also talk a lot about Kindle Unlimited, which is a subscription service that I think a lot of the romance community talks about and a lot of the romance community uses, but I don't really think we talk about like how like the value of it, or if we think the service is worth what we spend on it. So I want to run through that with you all really quick and just kind of talk about Kindle Unlimited and, you know, just go over the pros and cons of what I think as a romance reader. So first of all, I want to talk about what is Kindle Unlimited. I know we talk a lot about it. We talk about KU. What is Kindle Unlimited? What is KU? Kindle Unlimited is a subscription service for Kindle users, essentially. So it is a $9.99 a month subscription. So you pay $9.99 every single month and you have access to an unlimited amount of books, essentially, on your Kindle. This is specifically for books that are available in Kindle Unlimited, and there are stipulations. Not every single book is available in Kindle Unlimited. Not every book is always going to be in Kindle Unlimited. So essentially, the books that are in Kindle Unlimited are in there because authors and some publishers have agreed to allow those titles to be in Kindle Unlimited for a set amount of time. It does go in 3-month intervals. So every 3 months there's a chance that those books can be taken out. And it's not like every quarter new books are put in and new books come out. It's the author will enroll them or the publisher will enroll them. So it's 30 days from when they are enrolled into Kindle Unlimited. So essentially, I can take a book out tomorrow and that book can come out of the program the next day. While it's on my Kindle, I can still read it, but if I return it and try to re-get it, I won't be able to. So that's essentially how the program works. The program pays its authors and the publishers by page reads. So if I download a book and I read 50 pages, the author is going to get paid based off the number of pages I read, and it's also based off of like a pot of the subscriptions and things like that. I couldn't tell you exactly how it's broken down. If you want to look into it, you can. There are groups that kind of explain it, but that's the essential idea, is the authors are being paid because they're being paid by the amount of pages that are read, and that's essentially that on that. If you want to get Kindle Unlimited for cheaper than $9.99 a month, there are several deals that you can do. One of them, that is every 3 months, and I can't remember the exact price. There's a 6-month, a 12-month, and a 24-month. So essentially you can buy it for a select amount of time and you get like so much off. I think the one for 12 months is like a 40% discount, but you pay for 24 months of Kindle Unlimited upfront. They also have deals that they run all the time. Like they just did one that was 4 months for $4.99. And I do have a link down in my description for a free trial of Kindle Unlimited, where if you sign up with that link, you'll get a free trial of Kindle Unlimited. I do get a little bit of kickback from it because it's an affiliate link, but I use Kindle Unlimited a lot of the time. So if you want to try it out for yourself, there's a link down there for you. Now, let me talk about my experience with Kindle Unlimited, because I'm a romance reader. I have been using Kindle Unlimited since essentially January of 2019. I have been using Kindle Unlimited for a really long time. I read a lot of indie horror, a lot of indie romances, indie thrillers, things like that. I did kind of jump around when I first started using it, but I am primarily a romance reader, so I primarily read romances through Kindle Unlimited. I try to read the ones that are $2.99 and up. That way, I mean, I do read the 99-cent ones as well, but I try to read the ones that are more expensive, so I just kind of get more for my money. So I've been using Kindle Unlimited for a good bit of time now. Off and on, I have had months where I don't use it. So I have months where I don't use it at all, and then I have months where I don't pay for it at all. I have months where it's all I read from is Kindle Unlimited. I think that as a romance reader and as just a digital reader in general, that tends to happen. I feel like that's kind of normal. My experience with it was I was actually getting pretty bad about using it, and I actually made the whole series on my channel where I specifically am like talking about my KU books. So if you want to kind of follow that series where I'm using my KU more and actually utilizing the service, you can follow that. I do it like every 2 to 3 months. But yeah, I love Kindle Unlimited and I use it for a lot of things. I use it to try out new authors that I might not have ever heard of before and I want to try them out. I use it for my favorite authors when they release new books. If I don't get an arc of them, I use it for books that are super popular that I just normally wouldn't go for. And I use it a lot for the dark romances I read, because though dark romance is one of my favorite subgenres of romance, it is one of the ones that is the most hit or miss for me, because some of the dark romances are just bad, just to be honest. I want to talk about what kind of books you can get out of Kindle Unlimited. I feel like I've kind of touched on it. You can basically get just about anything, but the majority of the books in Kindle Unlimited are indie titles. They are independently published by self-published authors that are putting their books into KU. There are romance books in here, erotica, there's indie thrillers, indie horror, fantasy, young adult, basically anything you can think of is in Kindle Unlimited, but you just have to like search through the genres that you enjoy reading. I personally read mostly romance, horror, thrillers. That's kind of what I know. I don't know as many indie thrillers as I do indie romance or indie horror. The indie horror and indie romance is really where I kind of lean. I typically read trad thrillers. I'll put that out there and be honest. That's typically what I read when it comes to thrillers. So most of my knowledge is those two areas. There are copies of manga in Kindle Unlimited. There's A Silent Voice in there. There are so many series. Can You Just Die My Darling is in it. Could sit here and name a couple off, but there are Kindle Unlimited manga series, and those series are typically also in Comixology. So if you are a member of that, some of those titles are on both. But if you're just subscribed to one, Kindle Unlimited does have titles in it for manga readers. There is kind of a good mix on there of the different types of things that you can read, and I was really excited when I saw so many of those romancy kind of manga series being put into Kindle Unlimited, especially because some of those are digital only and I really wanted to read them, but I didn't want to pay the insane cost of like digital manga. So that's a good thing in there. So there are Kindle Unlimited manga series. If you want me to do a Kindle Unlimited manga recommendation video, let me know. I do have a Kindle Unlimited rec video down below, so if you want to see that, I'll link that down in the description so you can kind of get an idea of some of the books. But a majority of the books that I do recommend are in Kindle Unlimited. All right, and then the last thing I want to talk about is just what kind of person or who should be getting Kindle Unlimited. I really recommend Kindle Unlimited for very specific types of readers. First of all, I'm recommending it to anyone who is a whale reader. And I don't know if you all know what this term is or not, but a whale reader is someone who reads a lot. It's someone who reads a book a day or close to or more than a book a day. This is someone who is reading all the time. This is someone who reads mostly indie. And someone who is just constantly wanting to devour new recommendations. That's the kind of person I would recommend this for. I would recommend it for romance readers, horror readers, and those two in particular. If you like either of those genres, I think these are really good for you. I think even if you are reading 5 indie titles a month or 2 to 3 indie titles a month, I would even recommend this service for you, because, you know, at $9.99, that's like 3 books. That pays for itself. And if you are getting it on a discount, that's even less books that you need to read every single month to use it, and for it to essentially pay for itself. If you are someone who wants to try new authors constantly and you don't want to pay $3.99, $4.99 or for the paperbacks of these books, then I recommend you use the service for that, because you can essentially read those books, and if you don't like them, you're not really wasting all that money because you can just return them. And you're also getting the same value because you can buy the books if you enjoy them. If you are a mostly traditionally published reader, don't buy Kindle Unlimited. You are not going to find it satisfying. You're not really going to enjoy it because the books that you want to read are not going to be in here. This is a service that is really good for indie romance readers, for indie published books in general kinds of readers, readers who read a lot, readers who want to try new things, readers who don't really have a good access to like a big library system, because romance readers especially kind of get the bad end of the stick when it comes to the library system. So if you're any one of those types of readers, if you're a digital reader specifically, this is not going to be good for someone who's a physical reader. Like if you read physically, don't get Kindle Unlimited. You're not going to use it. If you are a digital only reader or a mostly digital only reader, this is going to be a perfect service for you. That is what I think about Kindle Unlimited. That is kind of the pros and cons and who I think should get it. If you are still watching the video, make sure you leave me a animal of some kind down in the comments. Leave me a turkey, actually. Leave me a turkey down in the comments, and I will chat with y'all in my next one. Bye, everyone. Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around someone?